Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Today we are joined by the band Hellwitch. How are you guys doing?
Doing great.
Fucking boosted.
Well, to make life easier for everyone listening, everyone watching, I will let you guys do the pleasure of introducing yourselves.
Okay. This is brutal Brian Wilson on drums.
And this is Pat Ranieri on vocals and lead guitar and founding member of all things witch related.
Constantly busy. I mean, it's been what, 40 years that the band's been around?
Yeah. In a few months it will be 40th anniversary time. Yes, so pretty close.
I mean, just in time, you have the new album coming out, Annihilational Intercention, which
Well
is
done.
quite the mouthful.
Cool.
We'll start with the easy question. What does it mean?
What does it mean? Oh, well, it's about helping the cause to put an end to humanity on this planet. Because everyone needs to fucking die. No one deserves to live, and the intercention is interceding to complete the annihilation. So that's the gist of it.
I mean, yeah, you're not wrong sometimes.
Yeah, well, I mean, things are definitely not getting better, considering what the life forms on this, the human life forms are doing to the planet. It's definitely not getting better.
No, no, exactly. I mean, there is a lot out there about it.
Yeah. And obviously people could do the right thing, but they choose not to, so they should all just fucking die a painful, horrible death.
So when it comes to actually writing the album, what went into the inspiration behind all that?
Well, the album contains songs from 1985 to 2022, so it spans pretty much our whole history. And I think it's really cool that it is that way, because for one thing, it has the song Hellwitch, which I wrote in '85 and I never completed and just kind of shelved it. And I came back, with Brian's help, and we revamped it and added a couple parts that had that feel from that time. And really not even new parts, just took some of the parts from then and kind of made them a little better than they were. But I'm really excited that the song Hell Witch is finally gonna see the light of day with good production and orchestral intro and all the other good shit that makes it an epic classic song, kind of like More to Reveal Dissemination, where it has a bunch of different, it's a whole journey of different ideas. It's not just a couple parts, it's a part and then a different part, then a different part, and it just progresses through a series of different chapters, so to speak, that it's a pretty badass song. And then there's stuff from the 90s like At Rest and Anthropophagy, which Anthropophagy, it's about consuming your neighbor, eating your neighbor's flesh. And then At Rest is about the dead baby that was buried outside my bedroom window. True story. Where I used to live when I wrote that song, there was a 6-month-old dead baby buried about 10 feet from my bedroom window. So I got a lot of good vibes from that and wrote a song about it. And then, on the more recent end, we have Delegated Disruption, which ties in kind of to the Annihilational Intercention, which is, singling out who really needs to be punished and executed first, and then working your way down the line. So, it's Delegated Disruption. And another new one, Solipsistic Immortality, is something along the lines of what really is real. Like, I've read things that say, well, when you're in a room like this is the reality, and how do you really know for a fact that outside is the same? I mean, I believe it could be, it probably is, but we really don't know because we're not really seeing it. So I thought that was an interesting thing to cover. And I mean, maybe there's a way in there to cheat death somehow and be immortal. So I kind of took an odd take on that concept and made it my own, and kind of made it something pretty cool and original, I think.
You want to talk about inspiration, behind the new album. I mean, personally, when I joined the band wasn't very active, and I really wanted to bring life back into Hellwitch, and I knew that Hellwitch was destined for another album. It was long overdue, and that's why, when I joined the band, I found that there was a lot of stuff that spanned all the years that just never got used, and it was all pretty good. And we took all the best of it and we worked on new songs, and we got Annihilational Intercention, the first Hellwitch album since what, 2008? Yeah, like I said, long overdue.
Yeah, solid 15 years. I mean, that's coming up on half of the band's entire lifespan.
Yeah.
What goes into trying to make like some of these old songs sound more modern?
Well, really, there's Torture Chamber and Hellwitch, and then other than that, everything is I believe newer than 85. But really, I think it's just a matter of they needed a little bit of polishing, not necessarily rewriting or no restructuring or rewriting of the parts, but just playing them better, making the riffs a little more solid into a riff. Because like the song Hellwitch, it was very loose. A lot of it, wasn't with a solid beat. Some of the parts, they were just kind of willy-nilly, and it was good to take those parts and solidify them, put them with a beat, have a good time signature with them, and have transitions that then brought all the parts together better than they were joined previously. So there's that. And like Torture Chamber, I'd always thought about some kind of an intro, and now it has an intro, and there's, like scream effects in the middle of the song, and the picking of the main riffs is updated. The picking was slower. The picking for the main riffs, even though the timing is the same, the speed of the song is the same, there's more picking in it, which I always thought it needed. I thought it would be, a lot cooler to have that fast, super fast picking in it. So yeah, just things like that.
Overall,
Obviously, oh, sorry, go ahead, Brian.
the tightness and the musicianship has definitely come a long way since 1984, so that helps a lot. And recording technology has also advanced quite a bit, so just having modern tones and modern equipment to work with just helps it sound more like there's more life in it. But that's not to say that we're cheating. It is very much our performances on the album, but it's just that the way that microphones and computers can capture tones these days is just way above and beyond what Hellwitch might have been working with back in the day. So that in itself helps a lot to make them sound relevant.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, anyone watching the video can see that you're obviously in the middle of rehearsing. You may have been interrupted a little bit by this.
That's all right.
Oh, total interruption. Delegated or interruption.
So obviously you guys are getting ready to take some of these songs out. What songs have you been practicing? What songs are you most looking forward to playing on stage?
Well, right now on this upcoming tour, we're going to be playing the first album, Syzygial Miscreancy, in its entirety. So that, I think, is the main attraction of this tour. The album's not out yet, and it's just barely coming out as we hit the road. So figured this was a good time, and a lot of people have wanted to see that for a long time. So we're going to be doing the the singles off this new record and doing all the classics that everybody, knows and wants to hear. And that's going to be the set list for, this upcoming tour anyway. And I think as once the album comes out and we do more stuff in the future, which will happen, we're going to do more off the new album. I'm personally really excited to play Delicate Disruption for the first time because that's one hell of a song. I think drum wise anyway, it's the hardest song in the whole Hellwitch catalog. So playing that live is going to be interesting.
Yeah. And also we're going to play, like Vicious Avidity and Opiatic Luminance from the second album as well. And Dawn of Apostasy from the Terror Symmetry EP. So we're going to play something from everything besides just the first album. So it should be pretty cool. We'll try to mix it up a little bit and make it interesting.
So, I mean, obviously you did mention this wasn't going to be the only tour. What are you looking at in terms of plans past this tour?
Well, we have the Destroying Texas Festival in July, and then the Tampa Death Fest in October, and then the Mass Destruction Fest in Atlanta in November. And then in December, we're going to Berlin to play the Never Surrender Festival.
There's some big shows.
Hopefully, yeah. And then, next year we're thinking there will be another tour. We just don't have it organized yet.
Of course, it is a bit too far out.
A little bit.
We'll get there.
It's coming. For 40 years, you got to do something. You can't just, sit around and whatever, drink Monster.
Obviously, a lot of bands right now are talking about the issues with touring and especially the financial issues behind it. What's kind of your perspective on everything going on and bands canceling, obviously, European tours and European bands canceling American tours and all that?
Well, I've been on the road myself, with other bands a lot recently. And I think that it's finally coming back around, at least in the States. I know there's been a lot of cancellations in Europe. But I can say that in my experience in the States, like for the first time since like 2019, I've been seeing full rooms again, and merch sales have been doing better in general. I think they've been quite well actually lately, which is amazing because that's a band's bread and butter is shirt sales and merch sales at the shows. Like that's where the most of the income comes from, especially for more underground and independent bands. So that's been good. I think personally, I've seen a lot of positive movement in the right direction as far as everything coming back around. But it was affected for a long time. And, you don't really think about COVID anymore that much anyway. I just had it myself. But, I think people are pretty much getting back into the swing of normal life again. And it's great to see.
Yeah, it is definitely starting to get a little bit more obvious. I just went and saw Motley Crue and Def Leppard in Sheffield. Yes, Vince does still sound that bad. But yeah, it was nice to see a stadium full of people again because it has been so long.
You don't notice it because it's such a gradual thing, but I have been, recently I've been on the road and seeing full rooms again, and it doesn't hit you until you're on stage and, it's like, wow, I remember this,
Yeah. Yeah, people are definitely excited to get back. We played with Mortician a couple months ago in Miami, and it was probably 700 people, and the place was a mob scene. And I was thinking, yeah, okay, COVID's over. Everyone's going to shows. We're good. We're on the right track.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's definitely exactly what you want to hear. So obviously it's been a while since Hellwitch last recorded an actual album. What would you say are the biggest changes, positive or negative, in terms of actually trying to record in the modern day?
I mean, we recorded Omnipotent Convocation, our last album, with Jeremy Staska at Studio 13, and we recorded the new album with him again at Studio 13. So as far as us recording, he had some more, you know, as everyone uses for digital recording and Pro Tools, he had more tools to use for the recording. But as far as us recording, it didn't really affect much because we went with real drums, all Brian's real drums, him playing them, all real guitars with an amp with a microphone in front of it for all the guitar sounds. And not really much hasn't changed since 2008 till now for what we do as far as recording.
I mean, yeah, that's essentially the old school way of doing it, isn't it?
Maybe. I mean, we, Brian and I and JP, we believe in doing it the way it's you have a human being playing an instrument, and people hear that human being playing for better or for worse. And it is what it is, and that's the deal. I mean, for me, it doesn't have to be perfect. If I'm, not perfectly hitting every note, that's fine, because I'm not a perfect human being. No one is. So I think that's kind of where we stand.
Yeah, heavy metal's not supposed to be perfect and polished. Not from the school that I come from anyway. Real musicianship is extremely important to all of us, and you don't hear a lot of it. I mean, you do a little bit, but a lot of records that come out these days sound like they were recorded in the same studio with on the same drum set, and with all the same sample drums, and it gets a little monotonous, and we wanted to stand out. And so, when we hit the studio, we were trying to keep it as real as possible.
Yeah. And again, the Hellwitch originality factor that I insist upon is in. It happened. Like I don't want us to sound like any other band. The sound or the content of the riffing or the lyrics or the titles, none of it should sound like another band. I want it to, be our thing that we do, where it's hopefully unmistakable when you hear it that it's us, and you don't confuse us with another band. So that recording the way we did is a part of that. It's a part of the whole package, the Hellwitch way.
And essentially, when you buy a Hellwitch record, you're getting Hellwitch.
Yeah, hopefully, hear stupid shit here and there, but they might think it's something else, but not everyone is on the ball.
Well, last but not least, is there any message or anything like that you'd like to give to your fans, new and old, out there?
Go ahead, Brian. You go first.
Go out, support heavy metal, even if it's not just us, but any heavy metal band that you like, go out there and support it. We need it right now, and always, to keep metal alive. Check out our new album. It's coming out next month. Annihilational Intercetion on Listenable Records. We will be on tour. Check hellwitch.com for all the tour dates, and follow us on Instagram, Hellwitch Official, and Facebook, Hellwitch Official 666. That's where you can stay up to date on all things witch related. And we hope to see you out there on the road.
Well said. Yeah, and I answer all emails personally. I get back to everyone. I still do snail mail. I still write letters. I still cut up little ads and put them in the mail and send them out to other people with print fanzines and stuff. So guys into that, feel free to get in touch as well, because I keep up with all that as well, and I will never let that go. And I still have my 12,000 hour concert video collection available for sale and trade. Google Darkest Soul Promotions, and you can see my list and check it out. And You'll see stuff on there that won't see anywhere else.
Awesome. Pat, Brian, thank you so much. Very much appreciate you.
Thank you very much.
Hail Satan.